The title of this video is To Love Everything, You Have to Love Everything. Might seem quite obvious, but it's something that lots of people overlook when looking for this peace, this happiness, this falling in love with reality. They'll often look for that before actually quote unquote doing the work and falling in love with the unlovable parts of reality, which are preventing them from seeing reality for how it is. If you want to fall in love with everything, if you want to see reality through the eyes of awareness, from truth, then when you're feeling separate and uncomfortable and sad or experiencing some undesirable emotion or experience, that is when you are to sit and to experience it and to let it be. A little trick that I like to use on myself when I'm feeling something uncomfortable that I don't want to feel. Previously, I may have gone outside of myself, tried to distract myself with something. If I was feeling very sad, instead of sitting in the sadness, I would go and distract myself, play video games or work or exercise, go to the gym, to get out of that headspace, to escape that feeling. But inevitably the sadness, which is there, which is this emotion, this energy that wants to be felt, wants to be seen by the light, will come back. And it will come back swinging, using the mind as its henchman. So what needs to be done is to sit in the emotion, and the trick that I use is to tell myself, this is it, this is reality, this is how, without using the mind too much with this, okay, but just tell yourself that, okay, this is how life is, this is how it's going to be forever. Part of you knows that that's not true. That part of you that knows that's not true is the real wisdom. But to bring yourself to that level of wisdom, use this trick, play with the mind a bit. Say, okay, this is it. This is how reality will always be. How does that feel? And don't enter into the games of the mind, just sit in the energy of it. So if you feel a big hole in your chest, sit with that. Say, this is it. Okay, this is my life, this is how I'm going to feel for the rest of my life. And let the sadness overwhelm you. Really sit in it. Become the sadness. Don't try and run away from it or escape it. Just sit in it. And it might take some time, but after a while, you'll start to feel an underlying peace in that sadness. And after a little bit more time, you'll feel a relief, an acceptance, and you'll know yourself as that peace. And the more times you do this, the more times you, instead of trying to escape a feeling, you sit in it and just accept it. Just say, yep, this is it. This is reality. You'll find it easier. You'll find the knowing that actually the gold is in that sadness, that darkness, that dark hole. That knowing will be stronger and stronger. It won't make the feeling any less uncomfortable to sit in, but the trust, the faith, of that everything is okay, I'm okay, will grow and grow. So that's why the more of this work you do, the more shadow work, you can call it, you do, the more the faith grows, as the light grows stronger. And as you know yourself and trust and have faith that you are that light, as that grows, it gets easier and easier. It's like a muscle in a way. When you go to the gym, train a muscle, it's difficult at the start, it's really hard. Feels a lot, it's a big struggle. But as the muscle grows, as you get stronger, it gets easier to lift that weight. And yeah, it's a bit of effort, but you know that it can be done. And then that's what the muscle does. This is what you do. As light, as awareness, this is what you do. It's who you are. So, be in your nature and sit in what you might have previously tried to run away from, and see what happens. But don't do it from a place of expectancy. Don't expect to find peace. Don't expect to find anything other than this, because this is all there is.